Welcome to Billy Fanman Show. I'm your host, Paul. So today we are going to talk about the Thunderbolts movie, about the box office, reviews, and expectations that, the industry has about this film. But before we do so, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button so you may get all of our videos when they are released. So we are starting right now. So Thunderbolts, it is the latest installment on the MCU franchise, and it is one of the most expected films of the year. Not only for the premise and the characters, but also because, it might represent a big win, and actually it might become a blockbuster. Now, before we talk about the $175 million box office expected to be on their first weekend, basically, or their first week, we need to talk about the latest failures that Marvel has had. So basically, after the Captain America Brave New World failure, and also the low audiences for Daredevil and other series and productions at the Disney Plus platform, despite the good reviews from the audience and the critics, Marvel needs a win for this season so they may get back on track to the great old days of Marvel. So basically, they are aiming to have this great release. Now, it is estimated that the production budget for this film was around $150 to $200 million. Now, the critics and the experts on box office, they predict that the film may achieve from around $175 million on its first weekend, or basically the first week, because the movie, it is being released on April 30th, and then that is on basically this Wednesday, and it will have a couple of days around the world to gather all of those profits. Now, if the movie needs $150 or $200 million to recover the budget, but it is estimated that to break even, that means that they are not going to have losses for this film. So basically, they need from $300 to $400 million to break even for this film. Now, if the release predictions, it is estimated at $175 million, and they achieve this, basically they basically have the half of the work or the job done, and they will be in a good track to gather all of that money they need for this purpose. So, will they achieve to break even, to make this? I think so. I think that they are going to be successful at the box office. Also, I believe that not only they will have a box office more than $400 or $500 million, actually they can even get maybe to $1 billion, or maybe to the $800 and $900 million movie, which is not bad. Now, about the review part, we have to say that well, basically it's pretty high, 88% the last time that we checked, and more than 107 reviews from the critics. Now there is like a normal consensus that this movie is actually really good. It's fresh tomato on Rotten Tomatoes, and when the fans will go to the cinema theaters, I bet they will be praising the movie as well. Now, the critics had said that this movie is like a preview for the expected Avengers Doomsday. So this might be a sneak peek of that. And with this movie linked to the future of the MCU, I think there are pretty high chances to have high box office and pretty good reviews, which is kind of rare in this industry. Although Marvel movies overall have performed really well on both fields. Most part of them, not all of them of course, but of course they have had their own flops. But I think that for the MCU, this is a really good step moving forward to the Avengers Doomsday event. Also, what are the expectations about this movie are pretty high of both terms, box office and reviews, and the response from the audience. Now, for these conclusions, I believe that this will be a big win for the MCU, for Marvel, for Disney, and the industry is aiming for that. The industry, although they have had some movies performing well, the industry overall needs these kind of wins at the box office. But let me know your thoughts. Share your thoughts down below. Please don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell button. What do you think about it? Do you think this movie is going to get to the $1 billion? And what do you expect from this movie? Now, this was Pelifandom. I'm your host Paul. See you the next time. Bye.